What's cracking, peeps? Your boy T-Money up in the hazy. Happy Tuesday evening. Here to bring you guys my complete Scream Factory collection, presented in two parts. I'm actually going to do my collector's editions tonight, and then tomorrow night I'll do everything else. So, yeah, I just want to get right into this because it's a lot of titles and it's going to take a lot of time. But briefly, just wanted to say I wanted to shout out Blue for Life for requesting my do this video. And yes, I finally am getting around to it, so I'm sorry it was delayed, but here I am doing it now. So we're just gonna go. Scream Factory titles are, you wanna go up? Yeah, there she finally goes, thank God. I'll see her open if she wants. My cats just cannot make her mind up. So Scream Factory titles, the collector's editions I have are all in chronological order with the exception of some of the latest releases because I kind of lost track. In the beginning I was like all obsessed with keeping them all in like chronological order, and now I've just kind of lost it a little bit, but for the most part everything I think is. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first up, the very first Scream Factory title happens to be The Great Halloween 2. A lot of these slipcovers are worth a lot of money now because they're first print run only, and they're old. This release came out in 2000, doesn't say, 1981. Come on, probably 2013 I think, or maybe 14, something or somewhere around there. A while ago now for sure. Doesn't say. All right, and next up we have. Sorry about like me being crammed in this corner too, but Halloween 3, again, really, really nice release. And next up we have The Funhouse, another awesome, amazing release. Terror Train, very rare slipcover here. Shout out to Jesse from Diabolic DVD for mailing me this. He just went out of the kindness of his heart. I asked him if he had it for sale, and he just went ahead and sent it to me. So it's really, really nice. Thank you for that. They Live, and a lot of these are dusty because this is literally like the back corner of my collection, so I don't get to these very often. Usually I have rack upon rack upon rack, and so my collection, I only have two areas where I have shelving. It's right here and then one in my room. And everything else is on those little stands that you see from time to time that hold like 50 movies a piece. And usually they're just like stacked in front of this, so these movies actually don't get viewed very often, or looked at really, because they're just in like a dusty corner of the basement. But that's why these slips are strongly recommended if you live in a dusty area. All right, so back on track. Deadly Blessing, really nice release. We have Viggo Mortensen in the classic, an earlier role from Viggo Mortensen, Prison, good film. A lot of these movies too, the not so popular ones, like I discovered for the first time through Scream Factory, so part of the reason why I love this company so much. I'll try and tilt it like that so there's not as much glare. From Beyond, classic release. Phantasm 2. The Burning. Howling. The first like 20 releases they put out were all like classics. Life Force, good one. This slipcover is really, really rare as well. If you guys have it, put it in a condom because it definitely needs to be preserved. It's worth money. The Fog, another classic. Love that artwork too. I think that was Nathan Thomas Milner, was it? No, Justin Osborne. He was he still does a lot of them. Milner did a few of the originals as well, like this one right here. This is one of my favorites. It's an amazing cover artwork and an amazing film. I don't know how many times, hey Pippi, I own this movie now. Between all of the freaking Studio Canal releases that are coming out, the 4K, the Steelbook, the German metal packs. But it's a great film, so if you're going to own a lot of a movie, might as well be Prince of Darkness. Psycho 2, that was in Backroads. So one of the things I love about these titles or I mean, going through this, doing this collection overview, is that it gives me the opportunity to go through them again, because I haven't looked at them in a long time, so I can wipe the dust off the titles and put them back in order and stuff. So that's Psycho 3. I kind of did that out of order. Then Psycho 2. I'm not sure if that was like that for a reason, or if they released them in order like that, or I just had it screwed up. Body Bags, another awesome anthology film that I discovered from Scream Factory. John Carpenter's classic Assault on Precinct 13, the original. The great Zomcom, whoa, dropping movies now. Night of the Comet, another classic movie. This movie is kind of boring, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of cat people, but still good to have it. One of my favorites of all time, Night of the Demons, awesome release. And I apologize for having to go like this back and forth. I'm getting a good hand workout though, but it's just my setup. So Darkman, awesome release as well. Love that orange contrast on that cover. Just looks really cool. It's comic book style artwork. I like it a lot. This release is amazing. Sleepaway Camp. God, I can remember when this first came out. This wasn't that long ago, but it feels like it wasn't that long ago. But they put a lot of stuff. This is an amazing release and an amazing slasher film. If you don't own it, get it. Lake Placid. Ginger Snaps, another classic werewolf movie. Coming of age werewolf movie, sort of. I love it. Hormonal werewolf movie. Phantom of the Paradise. Love that artwork. The movie's a little wacky for my liking, but classic Motel Hell. Can't go wrong with this movie here. It's an awesome, fun time. Classic here. Pumpkinhead, one of the best. Love this movie. Scream Factory really just owned, like, the first, I don't know, a lot of the collector's editions they put out in the beginning were just, like, some of the best horror movies of all time. Did I say that already? I'm having a deja vu. It's true, though. So this release right here is kind of, apparently it's a director's cut. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. So this shouldn't really be in here because this is actually not a collector's edition. But yeah, because the box that they put out is technically, I guess, the collector's edition, but I still keep it in there. I don't know why. I should probably move that, honestly. It's not truly a collector's edition. Then we have Squirm, which is another awesome movie that I discovered through Scream Factory. Little gore fest, slimy good time. Dolls, love this movie so much. So good. Stuart Gordon's Dolls, one of my favorites. The atmosphere in that movie kicks ass. Clive Barker's. I was going to say John Barker, combining the two greats. Yeah, Lord of Illusions, good movie. And you might have seen I pulled this movie out the other day for my Comparison 101's film comparison. This is the Scream Factory release, class of 1984. Good film. Then we have the classic Escape from New York. Snake on the cover there. Then we have Mad Max. Don't really know why this is a Scream Factory Collector's Edition. Never really did know why. But it is. They say it is, so gotta put it in there. Gotta classify it with them. Sleepaway Camp 3. Again, I have these out of order, but there's Sleepaway Camp 3 with the slipcover. Obviously, these all have slipcovers. Sleepaway Camp 2. Then we have Dog Soldiers. Awesome movie. Love this movie. One of my favorite semi-modern werewolf flicks. And the classic People Under the Stairs. I love this movie. I grew up with this movie. Used to watch this at my neighbor's house all the time. Shocker. Another... I'm not going to lie. I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie. I probably have to... It's another one I think I have to give another watch. A few years down the line, watch it again. I'll probably like it more. But I wasn't that into it when I watched it. Classic right here. Bordello Blood. I grew up with this movie too. We would watch this movie. We would rent this movie on VHS in Florida at my grandma's condo all the time growing up. Every time we'd go there, it'd be like a ritual, an annual thing, sort of. I mean, I remember watching it there a lot. So really good movie too. And I don't know, like most people like Demon Knight better than Bordello Blood, but I think they're both great, honestly. But I have like fonder memories watching Bordello of Blood. It's like it's definitely not as good of a movie, but I kind of enjoy it more. I don't know. The strip club, the girls are sexy. What's his name? You can't go wrong with his performance. As the badass brother. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. Friday the 13th Part 4. Anyways, really, really nice release. And this one actually has the discs that were, because there was something wrong with this release. I think there was some, like, 20 seconds cut out or something like that. So I got the replacement discs on that bad boy, loaded them up. Good to go. It's the complete version now. Then we have Garbage Pail Kids. I never really did watch this movie. I love the cover artwork, but I wasn't really a fan growing. I feel like this is a movie, like, if you didn't grow up with this, then you might not appreciate it as much, because it's kind of, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's PG, but it's just got a younger vibe to it, I think. Maybe not. But Serpent in the Rainbow, another really good one. Another one I remember watching in Florida a lot. My grandma's condo. Love this movie. Bill Pullman. Voodoo zombie goodness. Kind of slow, but it's good. Village of the Damned. It's okay. It's not one of my favorites. Definitely not one of my favorite Carpenter films, but, you know, what are you going to do? It's not bad. Everything Carpenter does is good. It's just not great. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, another classic. Really nice release. Great film, obviously. And Death Becomes Her. Now, I have to say thank you to Scream Factory for putting this movie out, because this is a movie I grew up watching on cable TV a lot as a little kid. And for years, I remember that scene, like towards the end of the movie, I think, where they're like, their heads are falling down the steps. Yeah, it's right on the cover there. Meryl Streep's twisting her head all the way around. And I just remember loving this movie and not knowing what it was for the longest time. Kind of like What's Eating Gilbert Grape. That movie, too. I remember, like, distinctly scenes of the movie, like, stood out to me, but I could never for years remember what movie it was. Anyways, Scream Factory is actually to thank for putting this out on Collector's Edition Blu-ray. And then I was like, wow, that's the movie, yes. So I had to grab it, and I had a good time revisiting it, but not as good as I remembered, but I enjoyed it. Manhunter, I have to watch this one again, to be fair. I know it's like the original Silence of the Lambs or something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. But Jeepers Creepers 2, pretty good. I like it. And again, it's weird. All my sequels are like in reverse order. Jeepers Creepers 1. I love Jeepers Creepers 1. Another movie I have so many good memories watching with my fam, and I love it. That intro scene is the best. It's one of the best. The car chasing scene. Return of Living Dead Part 2. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the original. I get mixed up because their artwork's kind of similar. Classic movie, obviously. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, another classic sci-fi movie. Goodness. Raising Cain. Don't really know this movie, to be perfectly honest. Haven't watched it. Should check it out, though. The original Carrie. You know, I'm not, honestly. This is another one I should give another shot, because I never really, like, Christine and Carrie, for whatever reason, those movies I just never was, like, drawn to. For whatever, like I just said that. For whatever reason. It's true, though. I don't know. So I feel like I could really like them, though. So I gotta check that one out. I gotta give it the day. Give it the time. My favorite movie of all time. I do have, like, all the extra swag that came with this release, like the alternate slip and stuff, but that's somewhere else. I should probably get that and just put it somewhere else. I was watching this dude do his Scream Factory collection recently, and he has, like, the alternate slips on, like, blank Blu-ray cases just to keep them together. I thought that was a pretty good idea. Another classic movie, Child's Play. Again, I have the reversible cover artwork somewhere else. Or, I mean, the alternate slip cover. And the doll. And I love this movie so much. The Exorcist 3. Brad Dourif, honestly. I didn't know that Brad Dourif could act like that before I saw this movie. And then I saw his performance in this, and I was like, holy shit. This guy is capable of so much more than just being the voice of Chucky. And I don't know if that's a coincidence that those two movies, Child's Play and The Exorcist 3, came out back-to-back. But Bubba Hotep, another one that I'm not a huge fan of. I don't dislike the movie. I just should probably give it another shot, to be honest. To be fair, rather. Dead Ringers, okay. It's pretty good. It's not one of my favorite Cronenberg films, but I enjoy it. I love this next movie, though. Rabid. I love this movie. Creepy. And again, this movie here, the VHS is what originally got my attention, I guess. It was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in a Blockbuster. They had this movie on VHS, and I remember being like, holy shit, that cover artwork. It was nothing like this. This cover artwork is shit compared to the VHS cover, to be honest. But I just remember wanting to see the movie so bad based on that, and we rented it, and I watched it, and I loved it, and it's great. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite Cronenbergs, for sure. And it's kind of a different Cronenberg film, too. I don't need to say anything about this. I never did end up getting the replacement disc for this one, so that's kind of a bummer. If anybody has it and wants to sell it, let me know. Or I should just buy it, actually. I should just buy it now, because they probably, by now, the releases they have put out probably have the right disc, and I have the slip, so I'm good there. Dreamscape, another movie I've never seen. I should check it out. The Poltergeist sequels, Part 2. I like this movie. Not as big of a fan of Part 3, but I do like them both. I actually like Part 2 quite a bit. Firestarter. This movie I have to watch again. I don't really remember it. Drew Barrymore, right? Stephen King. Yep. Alrighty, and the RoboCop movies, which are randomly released from Scream Factory. They're good. 3's not very good. 2's good. 1's great. But they only released, I think, 2 and 3, so I grabbed those. I love Tales from the Hood. I don't know anybody who doesn't love this movie. It's one of the best anthologies, I think, ever made. Urban anthologies. Serial Mom, a movie I actually never watched, not gonna lie. Should check it out. I know it's pretty good. Lawnmower Man, stoked on this. I had watched this movie growing up at my neighbor's house. Their mom was a horror junkie. And that's all I remember is watching Lawnmower Man at their house. And I wanted to revisit it when I first got it, but then I got, obviously, distracted with everything else. But I have to check it out again. Species, classic, sci-fi. Fucking what's her name is so hot. Where is she? How is she? Oh, Natasha Henstridge. Gorgeous. Classic movie here. Slither. Goodness. Teen Wolf movies. What can I say? I missed the party. I didn't grow up with these movies. So I got them from Scream Factory now. And I can watch them anytime I want, I guess. But Teen Wolf 1 and 2. Again, movies I feel like that if you grew up with, they'd have a little bit more meaning. But I still want to check out the first one for sure. And Dawn of the Dead remake, good film. Don't have anything bad to say about it. Land of the Dead, I saw this movie in theaters. Shout out to my friend Bernie Baroni, who does not watch my videos, but I remember I have fond memories of watching that movie with you. And Misery, classic movie. I have fond memories of watching this movie with my mom. I actually never even opened this, but it's a great movie. Great winter, you know, stay home from school sick type movie. Classic setting. Silent Night, Deadly Night, classic. One of the best winter-themed slashers ever made. Slashers, period. Love it. Hell Night, again, another amazing movie. Slasher movie. It's not amazing, but it's got the atmosphere that I love. The castle setting, the monstrous mutant killer. I love it. So good. Humongous and Hell Night remind me of similar slashers because they have similar killers. And Humongous was put out by... wow. That's rare. I actually happen to have it right in front of me. Shout out to Scorpion. Great movie as well. And Drag Me to Hell, classic. Love this movie so much. Not classic, but it's great. I love it. The effects in that movie kick ass. What does she say? You shame me. You shame me. The woman who plays that gypsy lady is creepy as hell. I don't know if it's just the makeup effects, probably, but it's creepy. The Strangers, good movie, for sure. I actually really dig the setting in this, and I'm no filmmaker, but I love how, like, I don't know, I just love how, I guess the set design is really good in the cabin, like the rose petals on the floor, and just how they laid out the set in this movie is cool. It's good. And Beyond the Mask, you know, I got to give this one another shot as well. I've definitely seen it a couple times, but I wasn't, like, I feel like there's some disconnect with me in this film because everybody loved it. Oh my god, the revival of the slasher movie, and I just wasn't feeling it. So, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I just don't. It's me, and it's not necessarily the movie. It's very, very much could be the case, so. But this next movie I've never seen before, Cyborg. Pippi, what's up, baby girl? But yeah, it should be fun, I guess, like kind of action, sci-fi, horror-ish. I don't know. Never seen it. This movie, though, shout out to Scream Factory for putting this out originally just on standard edition Blu-ray. Then they went and re-released it on collector's edition. I think the only difference is the slipcover, maybe, which I don't even really like. But this movie is awesome. If you haven't seen it, it's like a zombie martial arts horror movie with the star chick. It's just, it kicks ass. I love it. It's a lot of fun. It reminds me of like Zombie 3 for some reason, in a weird way. Pepe, what are you doing, silly girl? One of my favorite movies ever of all time. In the Mouth of Madness, John Carpenter. See, I love, actually, now that I'm doing this, I love it because Scream Factory, it just reminds me of how kick-ass their catalog is. Literally, like, so many of the movies they put out on Collector's Edition just kick ass. So, yeah. In the Mouth of Madness, fucking awesome. Check it out if you haven't seen it. The bicycle scene in that movie is just amazing. And another one that I haven't opened for some strange reason. I gotta check this one out again. I love it. Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I actually wrote to Ken Wiedenhorn, not Ken Wiedenhorn, Michael Kenworthy, the main kid actor in this movie, and I told him that this movie was like white noise for me at night. Like when I go to sleep, I just put it on. It's like my background movie. Like my mother loves The Honeymooners, and I used to always put this movie on and just fall asleep to it, not even watch it, because I knew it line for line, but, and he got a kick out of that, I remember. I don't know what happened to him. He's not really on social media anymore, but he was a nice guy. And I always wondered why he never, like, partook in any of the, like, the special features, releases they did, the book that I picked up on, here you go, Return of the Living Dead. He just, like, never took part in it. I don't know if the royalties weren't good or something, but he was a really nice guy, so I always wondered why. The Exorcist 2, The Heretic, it's a stinker. Not one of my favorites. House on Haunted Hill remake, love this movie. Good atmosphere, good fun. And I love the dude who plays Vincent Price. I don't know his name, but he actually does a really, really good job. And next up, we're getting actually down to the end here, so that's awesome. Because I'm hungry and I'm losing my voice. Trick or Treat, I could not have done the standard editions tonight. It's just too much. But Trick or Treat, goodness. Toei hungry. Toei hungry. Toei hasn't eaten in 1 hour. Trick or Treat, classic. Need I say anything? Trick or Treat is like the poser. It's like the new. It's like the movie that wannabe horror fans go to. They're like, oh, Trick or Treat's best movie, man. It's like it's cool to like horror movie. I don't know what I'm saying. Trick or Treat's great. It's one of the best horror anthologies ever. But I just feel like it's like the movie that person that annoys you, that YouTuber that annoys you, that doesn't know what they're talking about, always talks about. But, yeah, Urban Legend, classic. Love this movie. I actually didn't realize for the longest time that Brad Dourif was the creepy dude in the beginning. I think it's Brad Dourif. I could be wrong. I'm making an ass of myself. But in the beginning, Pipsy's just, like, sitting in the door there. Her tail's just sticking out. She's, like, half in there. But, yeah, Brad Dourif is, like, the actually good, but, what's the word? Deceiving. I don't know. The fucking dude who's the gas mechanic guy in the beginning of the film. I didn't know it was Brad Dourif. It's awesome. Sorry. Did I show you guys Sleepwalkers? I don't know. But I love that cover artwork. Is that Devin Whitehead? Yeah, it is. Shout out to Cavity Colors. And one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Truly one of the only movies that ever shook me to my core and scared me is the original Candyman. This movie is just great. It's really fucking good. It's good on so many levels, too, because it's not only a horror movie, but it's like a depiction of urban society, and it's just awesome. I mean, and again, I always say it, but the parking lot scene where he calls Helen's name, Helen, just so fucking scary, man. That movie really is one of the only movies that ever, when I think about how it scared me.
What movie?
Candyman, the original. Have you seen it? Dude, it's so good. It's scary.
I still haven't seen it.
But it's also a movie like when I was younger. Like if you watched it when you were younger, it would have scared the shit out of you. But now it's still scary. Dracula, Prince of Darkness. I say this like this isn't. I mean, Jesus, this is a great movie too. But coming off of Candyman, it's tough. Yeah, great movie. I told you guys I wasn't even going to talk about the movies, and I'm rambling. This movie here, I actually do love. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. It sucks, but it's good. And the titties that are flashed in this movie are fucking hot. It's fun. I like it. And you get Renee Zellweger and, what's his name? Zellweger. Winger and, yeah, those two. Before they were famous, so that's always cool. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, honestly, this is just like the same. It's like you guys know the deal. But actually, I really enjoy what was shot for this movie that wasn't a direct ripoff. Basically, scene-for-scene footage of the first movie. It was actually really good. But it's what it is. I got the doll and everything with all that, too. I have, like, every doll and every thing that Scream Factory came out with, like the swag and stuff. But I'm just not showing it in this video. Starman, older Carpenter film. I actually haven't seen this movie, to be honest. I don't know. I should check it out. Being that I'm such a Carpenter fan. Obsession, another classic. Whoa, dropping movies. But yeah, it's a good one. Definitely Brian De Palma, goodness. And Cobra. I need to check this one out. My buddy Andy was giving me shit for not seeing this. But, yeah, I don't know. Stallone Cobra. I think I've seen it. I just don't remember it. 10 to Midnight, also put out by Twilight Time. This is a really nice release. Really good film, too. Kind of an action slasher movie starring the great Chucky Bronson. And we're getting down to it. Just 2 more titles, guys. Valentine, I love this movie. Early 2000s slasher. I know I fucked up in my video when I got it and I said it was from the 90s, but I swear I remember watching it in the 90s. But I guess 2000 is what? 19 years ago, so that's a long time ago. But I love it. It's a very tame 90s-esque slasher film, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the setting. Last but not least, this is the latest collector's edition release from Scream Factory, I believe, The Craft, and this movie's great too. Another like 90s. It's got the chick from the Are You Afraid of the Dark episode, and Scream, of course. Who cares that she's from Scream? She's in an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode starring Dr. Vink. How can you beat that? Neve Campbell, sorry. Goodness. And also, the great Odd Farusa Balk, or however you pronounce it. She's odd, man. She's a weird-looking lady, for sure. All right, so that's it. I will briefly mention that I have the Nightbreed box sets and the Creepshow editions. Actually, hang on. I'll just show you guys. So, but I'm not going to do some of the other releases because I don't actually think that they are collector's editions. You guys can let me know, like the Amityville Horror Trilogy, the Paul Naschy sets, the Wreck set, the Critters set, Poison Ivy, Larry Fessenden Collection, and It's Alive. Are those Scream Factory collector's editions or not? I don't know. But these are, apparently, and I own them. So, that's it. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Let me know if I'm missing anything, please, because I own it more than likely. I just may have misplaced it or something. I thought I gathered everything. And, of course, I do have these Vincent Price collection sets, too. I'm not sure if they are collector's editions either. But I don't think they are. I think they're just sets. And then, of course, I have the big Halloween box set as well. Which, again, I don't know if these are collector's editions. They don't say. It's just a set. So I'll show you guys that in a later video. Thank you very much for watching. Blue for Life, I hope you liked this. I hope I wasn't too rushed. I actually really enjoyed doing it. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Catch you guys later. Have a great night. Peace.